I'm Amy with Pure Country. I am here with Dallas Smith and Alexandra Kay. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Great.
So good. Okay, we're here to chat about your new collab. It's on your song, How Do You Miss Me?
Yes.
You re-released this one.
Yep.
So why did you choose How Do You Miss Me to have a feature?
Well, when I first released the record, actually before that, when I was first giving like mixes, there's a few friends that I send it out to get their opinions, which ones they like, and a lot of them picked How Do You Miss Me. So I wanted it to be a single, but for whatever reason, there was this other songs that got to radio before that one, and by that time the song's been on the record for a while. Wanted to put some new life to it, and it lends itself to be a duet quite well. So went looking for somebody who has a badass voice that could fit the mold there, and we came across Alexandra, and she hopped on, and she started sending me through management a couple things, like the direction that she was taking it, and it was just I knew right away it was a win, and she was gonna crush it.
Fun.
Yeah.
The visualizer for this one came out today, like a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
It looked so fun on set. I guess you recorded the song and then shot all the content after.
Yeah.
So how was it getting together for that kind of collaboration?
It was really fun. Actually, we shot it in Vancouver, which he's very familiar with, obviously being from there.
Yeah.
And I was playing a show in Vancouver that day. And so I was like, it would be the crowd would go insane if you just showed up and we sang the song together. And they did. Of course, they were so surprised. And so we went out all day. Of course, it was raining. I was just saying this as we were walking in here. I was like, what is with me and Dallas meeting up and the weather always just being...
It's snowing out there right now.
I
I don't bring that stuff. That's an Alberta thing.
Okay.
I'll bring the rain.
Okay, you can bring bring the rain. So I can't blame the snow on you.
No, you cannot.
Okay, all right, great. I am from Illinois, so you could blame the snow on me. But yeah, so we got together that day, and where did we go? What is it called? Where
We went to just under the Lionsgate, so it's Prospect Point around the seawall of Vancouver.
Yeah, so that was cool. Something I've never seen before, and it was
Yeah.
beautiful. It was very, when you're in a city, it's like all cities kind of look the same when you're in the city.
Yeah.
But it's I really felt like we were in
You got the Vancouver personality,
Right,
100% from that area.
So it was
gorgeous.
really, really cool. So shooting it there and then getting some shots at the radio station earlier that day, that was my first radio performance. So he's been walking me through the radio thing because he's a vet, and I've actually never had a song go to radio. This is my first one. So
Okay, so I've heard that before your first radio interview, he gave you advice. What did he tell you before you were walking in together?
Did I?
oh, I mean, well, yeah, you definitely did. But I'm going to be honest, I don't remember. The last thing that I remember was
I don't remember if I said
me
anything.
saying the internet is forever.
Whatever you do.
we were like, oh, it's fine. It's not even live.
That's what happened,
Yeah.
because you rattled me with
Yes,
that.
which was an accident. I didn't mean to. So yes, he gave me incredible advice, which he always does, and has been so great walking me through this whole radio thing.
Yeah.
But I accidentally, because he was like, it's not even live. Just go up there and have fun. It's great. I said, yeah, but the internet is forever.
That's true.
This is going to be on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then,
I got a little rattled, and then I get out there and I go and play a song. I played Use Me, and I got through the first verse, and then I just blanked. I blanked massively, nothing. Nothing was there.
Nobody's home.
Multiple times in that song, I actually forgot the whole bridge.
Did you
so
just keep going, or did you stop and say, okay?
I had to keep going, but I was laughing so hard. The crowd
The
was
show must
laughing
go
with
on.
me. It was.
yeah, he was a pro.
It became a thing. But yeah, you rattled me.
and then he
That
was
was the worst mess up.
He was like, it's okay. It's not like the internet's forever. And that's what I walked in and heard. And I was like, oh, no, I should have said that.
Has that clip gone out yet?
like,
Have you looked
I haven't
for it?
looked for it.
Okay.
I wouldn't look for it.
Yeah, probably
Wouldn't
best.
look
No,
for it.
wouldn't look
Just
for
leave
it.
that
shouldn't
where
either.
it is.
doesn't.
You
Yeah.
shouldn't do
No,
that.
we'll actually just scrap this whole part. Okay, you both are very good at writing breakup songs. What's the key to a good breakup song, in your opinions?
What do you think?
Well, I think it has to come from a place of authenticity. I mean, if you haven't been through, actual heartbreak, it's hard to speak, in a convincing way about heartbreak. Yeah, it's just not going to translate to song. So I think it's just life experience, Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just authenticity. And it's just not being afraid to talk about the hard things.
Yeah.
I think that, we're just living in a world now where everybody is so open and we have the opportunity to be so open, living our lives fully on social media, right? Everybody has so much access to us all the time. And so what they want to see is things that they can relate to. What they want to hear is things that they can relate to. And so I think it's just I wrote an entire record about divorce. Was that really hard for me to put out? Yes, but it was it also helped a lot of people who felt really alone in their situation. And so I think it's just going where, going into those dark places that could be a little scary, but that's really when you help people and they can really relate.
Yeah. For your TikTok, every song you post or clip of something you post, you tend to put a title saying, this is what I wrote this about, or my maid of honor is still my best friend after this many years. What's it like being vulnerable that way after you wrote this whole song about an experience? Then you kind of have to open up even more, right?
Honestly, I don't really think about it that way. Like, I think about it more just like I'm telling a story.
Yeah.
And so every time I post a video, it's like I'm just telling my story. And yes, am I posting the same thing like multiple times and it's like I'm telling the same story? Yes, but I don't think of it that way because, and this is getting into like, nitty-gritty of social media, but the algorithm shows so many new viewers your stuff every single time you post. And so that's just a little tip for anybody posting. Don't be scared to continue to post. You're getting pushed out to a new audience every single time, and promote old things too.
Totally. Dallas, there's a comment I love from your social media. It says, I know Dallas is a happily married man, but he's got a knack for good breakup songs with that raw emotion. Okay. What do you think about like writing breakup songs, but while you're in a kind of healthier place?
Yeah, that's a good question. But that comes from life experience too. I've been through a few breakups, and my second marriage. Well, there you go. There you go. My second marriage is I'm married to Kristen, and we've been married for 15 years now. So I was like, man, I was my mid-30s. Yeah. Right. So I'd lived a lot of life by then. So I got a lot to pull from. Yeah.
So you still pull from the same kind of place now?
It can, but also not. Even with a marriage, not all relationships are perfect. Yeah. None is perfect. So it's kind of you can kind of bring a bit of that in as well, right? You're not breaking up or whatever, but it talks about the tension and different things that could happen through a relationship.
Totally. Yeah. Cool. The other comment I saw that I loved for you is about Default. It says, don't get me wrong, I like your country stuff, but we all want new music from Default.
Yeah, who said this?
That was your visualizer came out like 5 hours ago.
Oh, okay.
It's one of 5 comments on it.
Yeah. There's always a couple. Yeah, that's really. I love. No one cares. When's Default record coming? It's.
Does Default get that kind of stuff too? When's your country stuff?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's really interesting. Like, a lot of it's really interesting to see who likes the Default stuff, who likes both, and who just likes the country stuff. It's really neat, really unique position to be in as an artist to see and pull from 2 different decades and genres, right? It's pretty bizarre.
It's also super, crazy that you've been so successful in 2 different genres as well.
I've also like peaks and valleys, right? That's the whole thing, right?
Well, right.
But music career is like I had my first record deal in 1999, 2000, right? So it's 25 years. There's so many celebrations and there's so many wins in that to different degrees. But like just life always balances itself out.
Always, yeah.
And I that's kind of why I stuck at home. Like I didn't move to Nashville. I stayed in Vancouver. I want to raise my kids there. But it gives me a different perspective from where to pull from, as opposed to being in Nashville and kind of being in that. But I don't know. Yeah, I forgot what the question was. Where was I going?
No, I just was saying that it's so impressive that you've been so successful in 2 genres. But like everybody gets kind of scared, right? When an artist that they love is like, oh, I'm going to try this new thing. And it's not a lot of times that they have the success that you had, right, with Default. And then you go and have 15 number ones at country radio or 14 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Saying like, that just doesn't happen very often. So kudos to you,
Unique.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Yeah. It's been a fun journey.
Yeah, cool. Alexandra, you started posting on TikTok in 2019. So looking at your career kind of over 25 years, seeing all that side, yours has been fairly new, but very like fast. Now you're touring with Jelly Roll. You're on a collab with Dallas Smith. What has that kind of last couple of years been like for you?
Oh, the last few years have been a lot of work. Because yes, I started the posting on TikTok in 2019, and I guess they really started to blow up in 2020. And I actually gained, a real fan base and then hit the road touring, and I've been, we've done 8 tours in the last 2 years. Like we tour and tour and tour and tour and tour. We're on a tour right now.
Yeah.
And so it's been a lot of work, but it's been so cool. I was just talking about this last night because we played Detroit last night. And the last time that I played Detroit, I think I played like a 700 cap room. And it's just so cool to come back and to graduate. You know, I played like a 3,000 cap room last night. Like, it's just so cool to graduate to the bigger rooms every time
Yeah.
you hit a city, and to see the same people whenever I go. You know, I think I played a 300 cap room before I played the 7. So I'm like, who was here when we played L Club? And like all 50 people raised their hand, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, that's so cool that they're still here, you know, and we've had all that growth. So that's been super, super rewarding, and just growing myself as a touring artist, writing my first record, releasing that, and you know, learning from the people that I get to collab with and tour with Jelly Roll, and he's given me so much advice, and been really, really, really lucky.
What's something you learned from touring with Jelly Roll?
Oh, just he's just such an incredible and humble human being, and he's grateful for everything that he has. And I've learned a lot from him on the human side of things, but I've also learned a lot from him on the business side of things. Jelly came up the way that I did as an independent artist, and he built it, and then said, okay, I'm going to sign this record deal and go to radio. And that's what he wanted me to do, and that's what I ended up doing. And so he gave me a lot of advice on when it was time for me to sign my record deal, which I have.
Congrats.
Thank you. And go to radio. Now I have my first song at radio at Dallas. So Jelly's been an incredible supporter. I'm very lucky to have him.
Nice. Dallas, kind of going back to what you were saying about watching audiences grow and kind of your career, you can see it, the people in front of you. Mm-hmm. Do you remember what it was like for you the first time you started seeing more numbers and bigger venues and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Can you kind of resonate with what she's saying?
Yeah, like, it's exciting. Like, that's why I like working with younger artists too, like with my side label and stuff. So I like experiencing the first with other artists, because I could, there's an excitement to it. I could definitely, right? And I definitely do enjoy that part of it.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so your song, I have some news for you from Pure Country Radio.
Okay.
Your song featuring Alexandra Kay, How Do You Miss Me, has been added to Pure Country. So it's going to be played all across the country on our stations starting Sunday.
That's huge.
That's awesome.
Huge.
I'm so excited.
Very
Thank you.
So congratulations.
Nice.
We love it. We're so excited to play it.
Appreciate that.
Last question. You have a sold out show in Toronto tonight.
Yes.
Dallas, what are you doing tonight?
I'm going to go check out a show tonight.
Are you going to be on stage at the show?
At one point, I'll be at one time.
Okay,
stage.
like a song.
At one point.
Song collaboration.
Yeah, he told me about that he was going to go to a show tonight and maybe get on stage.
Invited myself. Yeah, he had no idea it was coming here. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're excited to see that in Toronto, and congratulations on all your success.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.